it's Vince here, and today I'll be taking a look at the Transformers Generation Scourge. And of course, as we all know, he is a sort of jet, as he was first shown in the Transformers animated movie. He's rather large. Quick comparison, here he is with Bumblebee, the Deluxe Bumblebee. And he takes up a lot of space. I can't fit this in the camera, but obviously he's not as tall as Bumblebee, but in terms of his wingspan, he becomes longer. Maybe it's hard to see that, but he is rather long. Okay, now, I had some preconceived notions about this figure when I saw the pictures, because, being that it's a jet, you're always thinking, the undercarriage is definitely going to be, hanging there, just like most Seekers. But, I mean, Scourge is, surprisingly, he doesn't have the undercarriage. He has really nothing there. I mean, it's all nice and smooth. He has some landing gear, but very smooth. And, if it weren't for this beautiful-looking Decepticon symbol right there, I would think that from, first glance, he just is a toy jet. Admittedly, an oddly colored jet, because I don't know if I've ever seen a white jet with some blue paint on it. But yeah, very cool. It makes me think, I don't even know if I want to buy Seekers anymore, just because I know the engineering behind them won't be nearly as this complex. To be honest, though, as nice as the engineering is, I'm not really liking this alt mode. I don't know if it's a bomber or a fighter jet or whatever. I'm not a plane guy. By now you guys know I'm a car guy, but to tell you the truth, to me it looks like a giant manta ray. Especially the blue, it just makes it look like a giant manta ray. Also, I want to just point out that for a Generations figure, this guy seems like he's lacking in the details department. I mean, I praise the Generations line because they always got really awesome attention to detail and paint schemes, but this guy is really bland. I mean, apart from that gorgeous looking Autobots or Decepticon symbol, he's kind of plain. Really nothing going on. I kind of also wish that this blue stretched all the way across. I do know the United figure has that, and I'm kind of debating to get that. But at the same time, Scourge for me is not a big character, so I probably won't get that. Alright, so let's get on to transformation. The first thing you want to do is fold in his landing gear. Oh, why didn't that go in? Alright, and the next thing is easy enough. All you gotta do is just take the wings and sort of break them off. Well, not break them, but you get the point. And then from here you can sort of just pull that up. And the whole piece will fold up just like that. Alright, and then now that that's folded up, you can take this part and just pull that up too as well. And these become his legs. And once you pull those out, you can take these, pull them out to create his feet. And once you have all this done, you just want to turn them around. You'll see in a second why. Next up, you probably want to pull these out just a little bit. The head comes up, and at the same time you can pull the head up. It's kind of scary, to tell you the truth. Mine's really tight, but the head comes up so you could pull it. And then the chest, kind of like Reveal the Shield tracks. You push this up, and the arms the shoulders at least come out a bit more. And then from there you can turn the whole figure around. This entire back piece comes up. And then these parts here, all you want to do is take this green, or not green, but darker, it's a different colored sort of blue, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you have the toy in hand. It just folds in like that, and then these squares here get pegged in through these two notches there. It's just like that. And then the wings themselves, they can come in like this, and then the whole thing comes out. And then depending on what you want to do, you can keep the wings out like that, or you can fold them down. I keep them fold them down. I think it looks cooler. Now the front side for his arms, this is probably the coolest part of his transformation. All you want to do is, let's see, what can we do? Open that up there. open this up there, just like that, and just pull the whole thing, turn it over, push it back in, and then turn it over again. And then here, there's a little sort of switch there. Just push it out all the way to reveal the fist, and then turn it around, and you got one arm. So again, really quickly, just open these both up, turn them around, jam them back in, pull out the fist, and you're essentially got your version of Scourge, the Decepticon. Now, because of his wings, he is rather back heavy. They tend to stick out a little bit, so you're going to have to play with him a bit to get him to stand properly. But when you do, and I admittedly can't, he looks pretty good. Don't know where to start. Let's see, where can we start with him? Maybe his head. Yeah, his head will be a good place to start. So first of all, his head is pretty gorgeous. He's got the whole... He looks exactly like the movie version of himself, even down to design. It's been a while since I've seen the movie, so I can't, or, you know, watch the original series for that matter, so I don't really remember the design features of him all too well, but this really does look like him in every sort of way. Again, when it comes to detailing on this guy and paint scheme, he's got some red going on here, and then his hands, but nowhere else. But in the case of this figure, I guess it sort of works. But yeah, I mean, like I said, for a Generations figure, he really does seem like he's lacking in the detailing department. But yeah, it's going to be the type of figure that you either love or hate when it comes to design. In terms of articulation, head's on a ball joint, goes up and down and stuff. The arms have a joint that goes out here, and then a 360 here. The elbow is single jointed with a swivel, and then the wrists can just go around. Now, he doesn't look like it, but he does have a waist swivel, which is really nice. Hips are on a ball joint, and then he's got a jointed knee and some play in the foot. So, again, all the articulation you'd expect from a modern figure. Now, when it comes to weaponry, this is probably another one of Scourge's standout features. They store conveniently in his wings, and that is by far the coolest thing. I love it when Transformers and figures can stow away their weapons and conceal them without, you know, making it look like a standout thing. So you just want to open up his wings like that. There's two pieces. And while I'm at it, I'm going to leave his wings open. You can choose to display them like this, but it looks like he has a sort of large cape if you do this. I'm going to leave it like that because it takes a lot of the weight off of his back and he'll stand normally. Now, his weapons are this pistol here. It sort of forms up like that. Mounts in a hand. And then this one, again, is another smaller pistol like that. And effectively, you know, he can dual wield them. Or you can take this, because it has a clip there, and clip it on top to create this weapon. Of course, that's very cool and all, but I kind of like, just, you know, for jokes, to clip it on his head. Because the fact is, they gave him that point, so I'm going to use it. Clip it on his head. You can either give him bunny ears if you want, or you can just give him, you know, some head gun. I don't know. So we'll just put a weapon in his hand. And there he is. I mean, looks pretty good. Looks pretty, pretty Scourge-ish, if you ask me. Overall, I have to say, I do like this figure in terms of his engineering, but when it comes down to, like, do I like him aesthetically? Not really. I don't like the character of Scourge. I don't like that silly manta ray jet mode. This robot mode's pretty cool. It kind of reminds you of like a vampire. I think he does look like some sort of like vampish sort of guy, but overall, I mean, he's not really my type of figure. Size comparison, and in truth, I like the Cyclonus figure a lot better. When it comes down to it, when it comes down to these two, I've always been more of a Cyclonus fan. So I mean, that's that, and easily you can see by just size alone, Cyclonus is rather tall compared to Scourge. But I mean, there you have it. The review for Transformers Generation Scourge. You know what? Definitely pick this one up. I mean, I know I say I don't like him aesthetically, but he is a figure worth owning because as a toy or as a figure and just straight engineering, he is magnificent and you probably will love him. I'm just a bit more on the hate side because of the detailing and because I don't like the characters. So there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.